Welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I am your host, Henry Harris. Today we have an interesting subject. We're going to talk about parental alienation. What is parental alienation? This describes the process through which a child becomes estranged from a parent as a result of the psychological manipulation of another parent. The child's estrangement may manifest itself as fear, disrespect, or hostility towards a distant parent, and may extend to additional relatives or parties as well. As I address this important subject today, let's focus on the word psychological manipulation because that is very important. What is that exactly? Psychological manipulation is the type of social influence that aims to change the behavior or perception of others through indirect, in this case it would be parents, indirect, deceptive, or underhanded tactics. This is often done by the manipulator. It's where one parent will get with the child and say, your dad or your mom, he's this or she's that, and to change that child's perception of that other parent, but it's done through manipulation and underhanded tactics. Will you believe that some parents do this to their children? I do. In fact, I have witnessed it firsthand. Not personally, but just stories that I hear from people who have experienced it. Psychological deals with the aspects of the mind, and sadly, children can be easily deceived. The key is changing one's perception. Let me give you an example. Mom and dad had a falling out, and as a result, they divorced. Dad isn't too happy about the divorce, and he's not also happy that his ex-wife has moved on with her life. So he uses control or manipulation as a tool to change his son's or daughter's perception of his mother. He tells his child, you know, your mother is a bomb. She's no good. She's worthless. You see, she left you. If she really cared about you, she would have stayed. She doesn't care about you. Your mom doesn't love you. And at his own expense, he may even use experience against her. For example, look at everything that I've done for you. Your mother hasn't done anything for you. This is pure manipulation, folks, at its best, using deception and lies to change his perspective about his mom. Sadly, unless the child can see through the nonsense, most children may find it believable and some won't. You say it to some children, oh no, my mom is not like that. My dad is not like that. And some kids are vulnerable. They're open. Maybe mom is like that. She left me. She did this. She did that. They don't get the whole picture. They don't fully understand because their mind is not full and mature. But that is pure manipulation. Why did he use the child as a pawn? Perhaps it could stem from his or her narcissism. Maybe because of the divorce. Maybe because he wasn't happy about mommy moving on. Whatever the reason is, it's not justifiable. It's not okay to use your child as a pawn. It's not okay to want your child against the other parent because they moved on with their life or remarried or with somebody. It doesn't matter. A parent who has narcissistic tendencies oftentimes are able to capitalize their negative feelings by attributing them to the other parent who may be non-narcissistic. They're not narcissistic at all. It's just the other parent that is. They will, he or she, wage war until he or she is appeased. And believe it or not, they get off on that. That makes them happy. That makes them excited. Yes, I finally got my child to the point where he believes what I'm saying about his mom. Or I finally got my child to the point where he believes what I'm saying about his dad. I mean, that's just the case. It's like a war. They wage war, and they will not stop until they are appeased. They will not stop until they are happy. Isn't this sad? Parental alienation. Isn't it sad that you're so bitter on the inside of you, and you're so frustrated, and you're so hurt? You can even identify the hurt, but you use that hurt as a tool to put your child in between it against the other parent. It's not right at all. Think about it. You use your own child, your own blood, the child that you say you love and you brought into the world, who is pure at heart, who is innocent, only for your own satisfaction. Only to hurt the other parent, and you don't realize that by doing so, you're actually not only hurting the other parent, you're actually hurting your own child who you say you love. It's unacceptable and it's not right to do that. I don't care how ticked off you are, what he did to you or what she did. Your child should never be involved. There are many battles that occur among parents. I get that. And the fact that a child is in the middle of it is absurd to me. It's absurd to me. This can cause so much damage to the child, but exactly what damage? Number one, emotional damage. They are damaged emotionally. When you do this to your child, keeping one child away from the other parent, when you do this, it causes emotional damage. Number two, a distorted perception. They will start to get a image of their parents that's not clear based off of what you're telling them about the other parent, which is not true. Number three, they have a negative view of their parents. I don't want to go around dad. I don't want to go around mom. They're this, they're that. And it may not even be true. It's because mommy told you this or daddy told you this. But now they went from having a positive view of the other parent now to a negative view. Number four, detachment. They start to detach themselves. And five, eventually they lose connection. All over a lie oftentimes created by the narcissistic parent who can't get their way. Here's the honest truth. Using your child as a pawn is wrong. And you should never do it under any circumstances. You should never degrade your partner or ex about them. Your partner may have hurt you. They may have cheated on you. They may have abused you. They may have done the unimaginable, but that's still not your child's fault. Keep in mind, they are children, and it's your child. Don't get them involved. It's tough enough that the things that they have to deal with as a child. It's tough enough the things they have to deal with as children. More or less more or less being involved in situations they should have never been placed in to begin with. Surely we can do better. Well, I just want revenge. I want revenge. I'm going to get back at her. I'm going to get back at him. So the only way you can get revenge, let me just make this clear. The only way you can get revenge is by using your own child. Children do not need to entertain this kind of nonsense. They should never be separated from the other parent unless under circumstances that are dangerous, detrimental, and harmful to the child. Example, let's say if and I know some stories where one parent ended up on drugs and the dad or the mom took the child away until she or he got clean or whatnot. Okay, surely we all can agree that we feel like that child shouldn't be in that type of environment. So I applaud the dads out there that have done that, or the moms out there that's done that. And if that has happened to you, you can't get mad at him or her for making that decision and taking that child away from you. You should thank them. You know what? I thank you for doing that. I thank you for going through the court system and doing what you did, because I didn't want my child to see where I was at. I didn't want my child to see that I was on drugs or whatever the case. Under certain circumstances, I believe it is absolutely okay if it's going to put that child in a dangerous situation, a dangerous environment where it involves drugs, whatever it may be, that could be detrimental to your child. You have to protect your children at all costs, and unfortunately, many parents haven't. Now, those who haven't, you can always rebuild trust with that child, no matter how the other parent has tried to manipulate the child about you. You can always rebuild that trust with that child, and you can always reconnect with that child if you've had similar experiences. Sometimes it's not that the child is removed as a tool of manipulation. Sometimes it's for their own safety. So I don't want everybody to think like, well, every time the child's removed, it's a manipulation tactic. It can be, and oftentimes it is, more than not. But sometimes it's not even manipulation at all. My child's in a hostile environment. She's on drugs, he's on drugs, whatever the case may be. I see this as potentially hurting my child, so I need to remove her away from the situation, or him, until they get their life straight. Your child will thank you for that later on. Try to work out your differences. Life is too short. Please let not your children remember you for such divisive actions, but let them always remember you for unity.
We hope you have enjoyed today's program. We want to connect with you. Visit us at facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You Show, or visit us on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Henry Harris 100. We're so grateful you tuned in today and hope you have a fantastic day.